What's up, guys? Welcome back to Inside the D. This past weekend was pretty standard, but we're going to start things off with Eco as he explains to us AC Milan's current position in the Serie A.
I mean, look, this weekend, another big win from us. What do you expect? Undefeated, all I'm saying. Great start to this year. Actually, historically, one of the best ever. So, back to the old AC Milan? I think so. We're now 5 points ahead at the top of the league, ahead of our rivals Inter. It's great. And then Juventus, the great club sitting in fourth. So, it's a great start. This weekend, actually, it showed what our team can do without having Zlatan because he's been hurt the past week. We know now that we don't need him. Obviously, he's a great help and he teaches the youngsters a lot. But it shows us we don't need him. But, it's great to have him. And, I was very happy with our performance. We were missing our the wall in our defense with Romagnoli, who came in as a sub. And then, or not this weekend, but in Europa this week, Romagnoli, who came in as a sub. We were missing Kier this week because he got hurt, and that's it's sad. We're not going to have him for a couple weeks, but it means more time for the youngsters to play, see what they can do.
So, are you saying that you don't need the 2020 Ballon d'Or winner in your eyes, Zlatan Ibrahimovic?
No, I didn't say that. I said he's a great addition, but I said we know
More than
now
a great
that we
addition.
don't. I said we know now we can win even if he's not with us.
Got it. So
I,
you oh, go ahead.
I think that for AC Milan, I mean, I don't particularly follow the Italian leagues, but I think for AC Milan, Zlatan is more than just a player. I think that he's kind of a force in the locker room, and really helps give some of the younger players, which AC Milan has quite a few of, the confidence that they need to go out and do what they need to do, and that was showed by them.
Yeah, and what's great about him is he has no fear of calling out somebody, even if it's the coach. He has no fear of calling out somebody. And I think that's great because anytime you see a mistake on the field, he's calling them out. But he's not being mean to them, right? He's encouraging them, but he's telling them, you need to do this, you need to do that. He's really helping to improve their talent, which is nice to see. And I saw a snippet I was reading about that after last game, our coach was telling them that it was telling reporters that thanks to Zlatan, he's given all of our young players that winning mentality and the hunger to win, which is something that we really needed.
Yeah, and he really has given them the winning mentality because he's been around the game for a very long time. He's played in Milan as well. He's really a good leader for all the youngsters and even some of the older players. He's just a good leader all around. You said that maybe Juventus wasn't much of a threat at the moment. They're still unbeaten, even though they are in fourth place. Do you see them maybe joining you guys up at the top?
It's inevitable. They're going to end top four, obviously. But right now they're not looking strong. They haven't figured out a set lineup yet. They're still trying to figure things out. They have a new coach, a lot of new players in the team. Brand new striker in Murata. They're trying to fit in Weston McKennie as well. Get De Ligt working in the lineup. So they're still trying a lot of new things. But, recently they've been dropping a lot of points to the easy teams. Something that AC Milan struggled with last year and the year before is getting the draws, the 1 point instead of 3, which, and they got lucky this weekend to come out with 3 points. They were down 1-0 and then tied until the 84th minute where they came back and put 2 in. So it looked nice, but really they almost dropped more points to Torino, which is not a strong side.
That's right.
I think today we saw. I'm going to reference the Juve-Barca game earlier today in the Champions League. I think that we saw a very commanding win from them today against what seemed to be a somewhat strong Barca squad. Just also putting into consideration what Barca's done this year, which is not good. But I think that they showed a lot of confidence out there in the Champions League. And, I mean, they're Juve, obviously. They've got Ronaldo. He's one of the best ever. And I think that they just need to get back their confidence in winning because in this area we've seen them not finishing out their games. They let in a late goal and they tie, or they're missing opportunities. And I think that we just need to see either Ronaldo stepping up again or Murata coming through, and today we saw a very good performance from Weston McKennie, which Eco said that he needs to play well for them to succeed, and he did, and they succeeded today.
Absolutely. I mean, his goal was pretty incredible, I'd say. I know it was from pretty close range, but a scissor kick is always fun to watch, and you love seeing it from Weston McKennie if you're an American. Unless you're Eco, then I guess you don't really.
No, this is something Aiden created. I got nothing against Americans except Pulisic, just because he plays for Chelsea.
Okay, so if McKennie played for Chelsea, then
Actually, and McKennie, he plays for Juve. You can't respect a Juve player.
okay, all right. You were mentioning earlier today in our group chat that you don't think Ronaldo's on the same level as Messi.
No. Okay, what I
Explain to
meant
the
by
people.
that, what I meant by that, right now, I don't think it's even comparable. Ronaldo, yeah, okay, everybody loves to make fun of Bruno Fernandes. Oh, the penalties. Nobody thinks about Ronaldo. I think last year, like 65% of his goals, penalties. This year, what's all he's scoring? Penalties. All I'm saying, at the moment, I don't think they're comparable because Ronaldo, look, he's a good creator, but he's not scoring that many open field goals today, which I'm happy with. Aiden and I have a bet who scores more open field goals, Zlatan or Ronaldo, and right now, Zlatan's looking pretty good.
Yep. But so is Ronaldo. I know he's scored penalties. He's their penalty kicker. What do you want him to do? Miss them, right? I mean, he's going to step up and he's going to score. Take a look at this. I want to go back to today's match, Juventus versus Barcelona. They won 3-0. Yes, there were 2 penalty kicks. Barcelona won the last one when Ronaldo was out. Ronaldo can really impact the team. Just one player can impact Juventus very positively. Did you not see that today?
I mean, I don't know if you can put that all on Ronaldo. They were playing a different lineup, and it was a. At first, I was on the phone with Luke. At first, I was like, "What is it? This is a very weird lineup. I don't like this." But it proved to work. They were playing 3 in the back line, and then like a
3-5-2 kind of thing with Ramsey as the 10.
So maybe we could see that becoming the lineup. But I think what helps Ronaldo a lot is when he's playing at that striker. I think they need to run the 2 striker system with Morata and Ronaldo. I don't think they need to do the right wing, left wing, because Ronaldo recently hasn't been doing much from that left wing position. He needs to be in the middle of the field where he can kind of control it.
Absolutely. I think, again, like you said, it worked today, but Morata and Ronaldo up in front together, I mean, that seems pretty dominant to me. Luke, Aaron Ramsey started today. You like to see that or what?
It's mixed emotions, I think, is a good way to put it, because I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan. Like, I grew up watching Aaron Ramsey, good old Rambo. He's actually on the back of the yellow jersey right there.
Look how small that is too.
Yeah, that's from like 2000.
Baby,
that's from like last year.
Maybe 10. But I you know what? Like, he played quite well. He's had a really rough time at Juve. Because they don't want to pay as much as he wants, and his performances have been all out of whack. And I think that it's going to be really important for him to break into the starting lineup every week. And to talk a little bit about Ronaldo, I think that it's very important for Pirlo to get Ronaldo to do what he does best. And what he does best is poach goals. He gets into a good area. He's not going to miss the frame of the goal very often. He's going to put it on frame. He's got the power to score, and he's going to score. He's going to do exactly what he needs to do, which I think we saw today with Morata putting Ronaldo in good positions, and Barca's defense was just, I think, doing a pretty good job of closing them down. They were basically man-marking Ronaldo. But I think that it's going to be really, really important for Juve to get Ronaldo into the setting that he needs to be, because if they don't, he's useless.
That's right. I watched only a little bit of the game because it was at the same time as the Chelsea game, and even though it was against Krasnodar, I still wanted to watch it. So who was the better team? Despite the scoreline, despite the 2 penalties and the 3-0 scoreline, who was the better team today?
I think it was 100% Juve. Barcelona just did not – their back line was not strong at all today. They were letting Juventus get by them a lot, and the penalties – they were both going to be goals. They were both almost certain goals that, they just took the foul to give the penalty to give them a chance. But, yeah, definitely Juventus looked like the stronger team. And sticking with, Serie A in the Champions League. The Lazio game today came down to the wire, and it was a game winner goes on, loser goes home, and it was versus Club Bruges, and Lazio was up 2-0. They started to like pull a couple of their players, and then Bruges came back 2-1, 2-2, and then with like 2 extra minutes, Bruges missed a shot from inside the 6 that hit the top of the crossbar, got past the keeper, and just barely tapped the cross to stay out. We almost saw Lazio get eliminated in Bruges for the first time ever going on.
Yeah.
The round of 16.
Yeah.
Amazing. I was looking at just before this the Europa League standings, and I noticed currently Arsenal, I think, have already clinched top of the group.
Yeah.
AC Milan, if Lille wins tomorrow or Thursday, they top the group. AC Milan finishes second, which means Arsenal have a chance of matching up with AC Milan in the round of 32.
I know.
There will be a bet made.
I'm excited for that. Luke, I don't know if you want to be excited for it.
We've been talking about this day for a long time. It's bound to happen at some point. I mean, Prem Arsenal is amazing. FA Cup Arsenal is. I mean, that's peak right there. But
yeah, but look at. Well, we'll see what happens. But if we do play, you got to think AC Milan's at a bit of an advantage because, first of all, we're in great form. Second of all, the competition we've been playing in Europe, I would say, is much more difficult than who Arsenal's had to play. They had a very easy group. That's why they were easy to get through. I don't want to make excuses or anything. We should have played better, but our group was one of the more difficult ones with Lille and Celtic both in it.
Yeah.
Which, we had the bad game versus Lille where we gave up 3 goals. Again, not to bring up excuses. We had a lot of players missing, but we still should have won.
Yeah.
But I mean that's I think we'll see Lille top the group. Hopefully they lose, but I can't see them losing. They're playing great right now.
Do you remember the last time Milan was in a knockout stage Europa League match? I don't know. I'm just curious.
I think like 2013, if I'm not mistaken, or 2014. It was the year after the Champions League.
Because I know Arsenal was last season where they lost to Olympiacos.
Yeah.
In extra time. Aubameyang had a chance to.
I'm still mad about that. Aubameyang hit a bike.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And with 10 seconds left, they scored.
Yep. It was
I still remember I was in English class and my phone was blowing up because all my friends were in free block watching the game, and I didn't believe it.
I was with an Arsenal
fan. Was texting me. My dad was texting me. I didn't believe it.
Yep.
But
I couldn't believe it.
Hopefully we can see Aubameyang get back into form.
Yes.
Which I think we should transition to talking about Arsenal for a quick second. We suck. I'm happy to say that. I am delighted to acknowledge that Arsenal sucks. We're not good. There's no really other way to say that other than Leno is the only good player on our team because he gets forced.
Aubameyang.
He's got 2 goals.
Has 2 goals
in 11 matches.
Look at the team he has around him. He's got nobody to play with him.
He has 2 goals.
He's also supposed to be one of the best strikers in the world and the Premier League. He's got less goals than Kurt Zouma this season.
Okay, but take this into account. Teams know that Aubameyang is honestly the only threat Arsenal has. They're gonna figure out a way to stop him so he can't score. Put him on a team like Chelsea or something where they've got the threats. No, they're not going to be focused on covering Aubameyang. When you play Arsenal, you're focused on Aubameyang. That's it.
Okay, then what about this? I take a look at maybe Lacazette. Lacazette has 3 goals in 9 games. He's supposed to be a threat too.
Because
he doesn't even start.
Right.
Yeah, but listen, it's because they're focused on Aubameyang that these other players are able to slip through and get in.
I disagree.
We've seen time in and time out Aubameyang getting in frankly really good opportunities, and we saw it against the Spurs game. He had 2 pretty clear-cut opportunities that maybe 50-50 if he was even going to get a shot off. And one of them, ball got stuck under him, and the other, he let one of the slower defenders in the league, Alderweireld, catch up to him. And it's really tough to see as an Arsenal fan because frankly, he had an amazing season last year, and I think any Premier League fan can admit that. And it sucks to see that, like, over the summer he just got really bad. And maybe it's something that's happening with over the summer there was a lot of wage talk with him, where he believed he wasn't getting what he deserved to be paid, and an extension was brought in for him. And maybe it has to do with that. Maybe it has to do with the transfers that we brought in. But there's for sure some type of lack of confidence that we're seeing from Aubameyang. He's really struggling to score opportunities that, I mean, an average striker should be able to score.
Yeah, I think one of the things is Arsenal. I saw Tim Cahill, former Premier League player, Australian international. He mentioned that Arsenal's just lacking leadership. They don't have that one player, say...
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Sure, that's not... Yeah, honestly, Zlatan Ibrahimovic or Sergio Ramos for Real Madrid. That type of player. They need a leader, and I think they're lacking in that. Another thing is, like you said, he's lacking in confidence. Ever since he signed that 3-year deal, which he now makes 13 million euros a year, he's scored 2 goals in 11 games in the Premier League, and he's just not been the same at all. However, I don't want to only blame things on Aubameyang. You want to take a look at the position that Arsenal's in. They're in 15th place in the Premier League right now. They have the fewest goals scored in the entire league other than the 3 relegation zone teams at the moment. They have 10 goals scored. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has 11. That's a problem.
It's really tough to see. I mean, hopefully we won't get relegated.
I think the whole world wants you to get relegated.
I think it's a good point that you bring up. It's not just Aubameyang, for sure. But I think we're seeing a terrible defense, a few really unfortunate injuries. We're seeing Pepe, as I've been told more than a few times, he's a flop, and I think I can recognize that. Willian had a few good games, and after that is nothing. And David Luiz was looking to be our next leader and isn't.
You're welcome for that, by the way.
Yeah, you guys can have him and Willian
Aiden was
back.
so sad in the moment, but now he's happy he's gone.
I was
I
very
don't
sad.
want him either. But
Because I thought our starting center backs were going to be David Luiz and Rudiger. Now it's Thiago Silva and Kurt Zouma. I didn't think it was going to be like that.
Thiago Silva, can we have him? You guys want to do a trade?
We'll give it to you when he's 40. He'll probably go to
ridiculous.
you.
Well, why would
He's
you take Thiago
amazing.
Silva? Zuma's doing better than him right now.
But they're both doing
doing
well.
Unbelievably, and
I
as
don't
a
get
Chelsea fan, I'm just so happy.
I don't get it.
Finally
It
have a
doesn't make
back
sense to me.
line. Except you do have a striker who throws the game for you.
Oh, let's get in, Timo.
I mean, there's
Okay, let's talk about that. for a
Sure, we
second.
can
You
talk.
Go
had
clip.
to have some
clip,
sort
right?
of money on
A little bit of Timo slander
It's-
we can have.
I mean, I think I'm not 100% sure if he let it go. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe
No, it was
it's supposed-
100%
going
going
in.
in. It's
But-
100% going in.
I think he just had striker's instinct of, oh, it's coming to me, hit it.
Oh
you
no,
know?
it definitely striker's instinct. Yes.
Which
Yeah,
sucks.
but if you're look, he's a very high class striker. You need to know that the ball's going in. You don't need to touch it. Also, why would he even touch it, risking possible offsides as well? You gotta think about these things in the moment.
Can I?
It's
Man
also
on the
sad because it took away a brace from Ollie Giroud to keep his in.
Who's
I
been
mean,
incredibly
Yeah.
informed.
Amazing.
He's the oldest
Do we
player
have
to
him
score.
back too?
No,
All
he's
of
not.
Arsenal's players are
AC
doing
Milan
so
is
well.
interested in him.
No, he already said that he's staying in Chelsea. He was going to leave, and then we played him. He scored 4 goals, became the oldest player in Champions League history to score a hat-trick. And then, of course, he scored a 4th. So that's an interesting stat for Olivier Giroud, our third-string striker, who is really playing the best out of all of them.
And he's getting mad right now.
Oof.
As a biased Chelsea fan, I must say, in that play, yes, I think it was going in if Timo had not touched it. However, like Luke said, it's striker's instinct. I think that was just an exclamation on just a bad day that Timo was having. I mean,
Yeah.
he had one
was
open
struggling.
shot in the 75th minute
Two
to end the game. To
Two
have
open
it
shots. He
3-1.
had one earlier in the first
No,
half.
but that's what I'm saying. But he had a chance to put the game to bed when it was stressful. It was a 1-goal game. Leeds were on the attack. They were playing really well, maybe going to tie it up. Timo has a chance to just end it there, and he loses it. And he loses it. But he came back at the end and had that pretty great assist. I mean, a good run.
Yeah.
Just a bad game from Timo.
I
Doesn't
think
deserve all the hate, but
I don't think it was that bad of a game for him. I think I said this to Eco.
Yeah.
His
I was saying this to you too.
shooting was bad.
Yep.
Everything else that he did was
Mhm.
so great.
Yep.
Like he was playing amazing.
Yeah,
He was
but as a
pressing their
striker,
center
he needs to
backs,
be able to
but he
finish.
just didn't score.
You're right.
I
no.
think he just had a bad shooting day, and
Yes.
that's the end of it.
Yes. As
Something
like,
that.
go
Oh,
ahead.
no, you go.
I was just gonna say real quick, like you're right. He was having a pretty good game in terms of his positioning off the ball. He was playing actually pretty well defensively, like tracking back. But you're right. As a striker, he should be scoring and putting those away.
Well, okay. Well, if I was a Chelsea fan, the thing I'd be most worried about this weekend was Ziyech going off. I haven't read anything about what happened with that, but he's been great creator for you guys. He's gotten like 6 assists this year or something.
Wow.
He's playing great right now, and we saw him go off 30th minute, 40th minute, something like that.
I think he was grabbing his hamstring.
Yeah, and that can be
hamstring injury out 3 to 4 weeks, says Frank Lampard, but we don't know yet.
But we saw Pulisic said 3 to 4 weeks turned into like a month, and then 2 months.
Kept getting injured. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Hudson-Odoi, who you think would, be in for Ziyech, also is injured for the next couple of weeks. So that is another blow that we've taken. Ziyech's a hard one. It's not his knee, which is he injured it in his Chelsea debut against Brighton in the preseason. He had a beautiful assist, then he goes off very soon after with an injury. At least it's not the knee and it's not a re-aggravated injury, but hamstring injuries, as we all know, are very, very serious.
Well, speaking of injuries, I think something we definitely need to touch up on is what happened last weekend, which was Raul Jimenez and David Luiz injury. Look, Jimenez's injury, incredibly sad to see. He may never be able to play again. Something I do want to touch up on is David Luiz. He was bleeding from the head, 100% had a concussion, and there seems to be that there's no concussion protocol in soccer. They don't even think about that. He continued to play. Nobody asked any questions. That's very dangerous for the player, but also, as a person, that could cause a lot of problems in the future.
Do you know who what the rule is? You know who gets to decide whether or not the player plays on?
The manager.
No, it's actually out of the manager's out of his hands. It actually goes to the club doctor.
Yeah.
So
which
the Premier
we saw
League,
them do.
right? The Premier League head rule states that a player who suffers a head injury has to leave the pitch and may not return unless cleared by the club doctor. And the doctor thought that it was okay for David Luiz to return. I would not have made that decision.
After the game, actually, I think it was the day after, the morning after, I think is the best way to say it. We did see them do concussion protocol with him, and he passed. And so it turns out that he didn't.
Okay.
And maybe, his little head wrap looking like the Arsenal away kit could have meant something, I guess. But he for sure needed to come out. He for sure was looking a little dazed and confused. And every time
it's
he
normal,
headed
David
the ball,
Luiz.
I can't escape it.
It was coming.
Yeah, but every time we saw him head the ball, it was just he was going to his hey, ow, And we saw him come off at halftime. So he did play on for 30 minutes, but it for sure needed to come off.
Turned out to be okay, like you said, no concussion, but you can't be taking those risks.
No.
I mean, that was obviously a very dangerous collision as Raul Jimenez fractured his skull. David Luiz got very lucky.
I would also like to say that he was released from the hospital either was it this morning or yesterday morning. And they said that everything up until now has gone well, which I think is really important for the reassurance of Wolves fans. But he's been their number one. He's great.
He's the star. He's the star of the team, and he's also one of the rising stars in the Premier League. He's been playing great. Last year he had a great season. This year he continued that form, and then it's just so sad to see him go out, and especially after when he's like.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Siri just came in there. Whose was that?
Not mine.
Luke?
No.
It wasn't mine.
Maybe it was my computer. I don't know.
Maybe
it was my computer.
All right, continue.
All right, what were you saying?
Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, well, he's a rising star in the Premier League, and he's been playing great for them, for Wolves, and for the Mexican national team. It's just sad to see him go, especially since he's so young and he could never play again.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really sad, and like he's kind of like an Andy Robertson, like he's a late bloomer in the Premier League.
That's a
Right?
great point.
Yep, he's a late bloomer, and you never want to see a player get injured. I mean, even the Van Dijk injury out for the season, and anyone's like, oh, no dealing with Van Dijk, great, but you don't want an injury
Sucks,
for any
yeah.
player. It's really bad, and Raul Jimenez, that's a very scary injury. It's very good to know that he was released from the hospital in good condition. We just hope that he gets to play this sport again without any restrictions. Maybe he'll bring out a Petr Cech helmet.
You know what?
Possible.
I'm not against it.
I'm not against it
Think
either. I love
sick.
that helmet.
Yeah.
It's great. Our
Cool.
school has those for like the elementary. Ego, you used to
Yeah.
wear,
Flag,
right?
of course, flag
Yeah.
football.
Yep, flag football, Petr Cech helmets.
Same with Luke Lawrence when we would play
Yeah,
them.
yeah, we
Really?
had one. Yeah.
Did you guys play each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always
My
beat
school
us.
played on a
We
parking
always
lot,
killed them.
so we didn't play you guys. We played like
We always beat you guys in
Egremont.
soccer though, so it didn't matter.
Who? Campbell Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a weak team.
Bet you guys didn't play Los
Sauce
Encinos.
We
though.
didn't lose once in 3 years. We didn't lose.
Los Encinos
Oh.
was a pretty good team. We played against a school called Woodland Hills, and they had a tree in the middle of their field. I mean, it was ridiculous. We played volleyball there too. There was a tree in the middle of
Look at this, the beginning of all of our soccer. Yeah.
Amazing, unbelievable.
But yeah. I really do want to see Jimenez coming back healthy. I think that he's been a really integral part of Wolves' success that we've seen recently. Between him and Adama and Cody, they've been really good. And it kind of sucks to see that they kind of lost their guy. And I don't know. It's a life-changing injury. You don't want to.
Yeah.
That's there are some injuries that you can kind of rush out of. That one there's no other way. You just you really have to take that as serious as it gets. You can rush an ACL. You can rush a hamstring.
Now wait a
But that's
minute.
why we see players getting injured again, right?
No, yes, I get it.
You can't rush a skull fracture because he gets injured again.
But
I mean, this changes his life.
life-threatening. really.
Everything.
Mhm.
This changes.
I mean, that's why Petr Cech wore the helmet. I mean, he took a cross or a post to the
And
head.
he hit the post. Yeah.
One more header injury like that, and that's brain damage.
Yeah.
So I think Raul will wear a helmet. Fine. I
I'd
mean,
love
whatever.
to see it.
Anything to get him back on the pitch in full health, I'm okay with. Wolves losing Raul Jimenez, very bad. Wolves losing Diogo Jota to Liverpool earlier, very bad. Are Wolves' hopes for this season done?
No,
I think they're lost.
I don't think they
I
are.
think so. They have no goal scorer anymore. Raul was their goal scorer. They don't have that. And it's sad because they have a lot of talent on the team, but none of those players are, they're not great at finishing. Raul was a key part of the team because it was, get the ball to him in the box, he'll finish. Now they got to try and find someone else to do that.
I mean, it's
I
like Adama Traore, right?
And
He's
Podence.
Right. Podence is not the best finisher. I think he came from Greece. I think it was Olympiacos. I think he came from.
Yeah.
But Adama Traore can put them in the box, perfect crossing, super fast, as we know. His finishing isn't all that. He needs that Raul Jimenez in the
I
middle.
think they're gonna. I may butcher this name, and if you guys can correct me, that'd be great. But
I
I
will
think his
try.
name is Fabio Silva. They brought in over the summer.
Why would you have butchered that?
No, because I maybe his name was like Favio or something. I don't know.
I see.
I've only seen him once, but
Got it.
it's his time.
No, I've seen him
Step
play.
up.
Yeah.
You're new to Wolves. Step up, score some goals, and establish yourself.
The Portuguese connection.
Yeah.
Who are
That
some
team is
Portuguese strikers they
all
can sign?
Portuguese. João Felix,
I mean, that they can sign.
Eder.
How old is he?
Bro, he's got to be in his 30s.
I only know him from the Euro 2016.
Yeah, that was the craziest game
Yeah.
ever.
Amazing.
Ah,
They're gonna probably need to make an
January
acquisition, in January when the window opens. Staying on the topic of the Premier League, as we do oftentimes. Sorry, Eco. We'll get to Serie A in a second. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. You tell me what you think the answer is. Best duo in the world at the moment. Two players.
I'm not saying it.
And I don't want to say it either. So
I'm
Iko
not
has to say
saying it. As an Arsenal fan, I can't say this.
Iko, you can say
But,
it because I don't
You know, Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Hakan.
Shut up. Okay, I can say it from...
Harry Kane and Heung-Min Son. I
Yep.
mean, they are incredible right now, and the team is playing very good. You know, finally, he's got the strong Tottenham that they had the year they made it to the Champions League final.
Yes.
They're back, which, you know, very sad to see for Luke and I because we might have to face them in Europa League. But, you know,
It's worse for Luke and I because we're Chelsea and Arsenal fans.
you only have to
Seeing
play
Tottenham.
them.
hate
You only
them
have
more
to
than
play them
anything.
twice, though. They could eliminate us.
We
in
don't
the
want them to
Europa.
win the league.
True, very true.
I
think they're
really-
going to.
It would be the
do-
greatest. It would be the greatest Spurs season in their history if Spurs win the league and Arsenal get relegated. Imagine that.
Yeah, very true.
London.
North London will always be white after that.
I do want to remember though, at the start of the season we were doing our tier list, and I was the one person who was pushing for Tottenham higher. I was saying 5th, 4th, and then you guys kept pushing.
You were
them
working
down
with
to,
two Chelsea fans. Parker and I were never going to put
Yeah.
Tottenham.
All I'm
No
saying,
chance.
I called it. I knew they were going to come back.
You also
strong
put
this year.
Arsenal in a Europa League spot.
Yeah.
Hopefully we
look,
don't get
that was a mistake.
relegated.
We had a few mess ups in that tier list, I gotta say. But no, I mean Tottenham's looking very scary. Harry Kane in 11 Premier League matches has 10 assists. The record is 20.
He can do it
Is he gonna break the record?
with no doubt about it. I really don't want to say this because I'm an Arsenal fan. Coming from a fantasy football connoisseur, with having Harry Kane on my team,
Yes.
I
too, by the way.
I think that he could break the goal contribution record, which I don't know what the goal contribution record is, for goals and assists. He could do it. It's ridiculous, and I think it could be Thierry Henry's.
It's Thierry Henry's 20 assists.
Yeah, and he probably had to have
I think
at least
De
15
Bruyne-
goals that season.
De Bruyne, I think he.
He had 30 combined last year, right? If I'm
Who,
not
Kane?
mistaken.
Well, he's on the
No,
track to beat
De Bruyne.
30.
De Bruyne.
Well, De Bruyne had 20 assists last season. I think he tied Thierry Henry's record. Please correct me if I'm
He
wrong. I
did
do not know.
yeah, he for sure
Kane could
be
do
wrong.
that.
He for sure tied it.
Kane can break it. And think about this: Kane's a striker.
Well, but I think that Jose is doing exactly what he needs to do with Kane. He
Yes.
experimented once, with Kane kind of playing a more kind of a center forward cam role, which lets their fast wingers get in behind him. It's working, and they're gonna keep using it until it doesn't. He's gonna keep doing what he needs to do to get Tottenham to the top. I don't want to see that happen. I don't think any fan other than a Tottenham fan ever wants to see Tottenham win the league.
No.
You know, as an Arsenal fan, I'm fine with Liverpool
Sure.
winning the league or Man City, just not Tottenham. But this really could be their year, and I really hope it's not.
I hope it's not either. I mean, take a look at I said the assist stats. They've got 18 combined goals this season in the Premier League. Son with 10, Kane with 8. That's unheard of. I'm not sure if they've broken the record yet, but Lampard and Drogba have the record, and it's going to be broken. It just
Yeah.
is. It will be.
When Kane just hit some ridiculous amount of goals.
He hit 100 away goals,
Yeah.
or was it either home or away? 100 home or away goals. Did he score against Arsenal?
I don't know.
Probably.
I turned it off.
I think Son did, and then it either had to be Son again or Kane because
No, I think it was Kane.
It was like Winks or someone.
Was it
Something
Winks?
Random. Maybe like Lo Celso. Here, I'll check.
Could have been Lo Celso. I think he can hit him. He was scoring a few in the Europa League. We're doing a little research break to see who scored. I reckon it's Son and Kane. I got both of them on my fantasy, captaining Son and vice captaining Kane.
Where's even the Arsenal? Oh, I found it. It
Let's see.
was okay. Do you want to guess again?
Is it Son and someone else?
It was Son and Kane,
It
and they
was Son.
assisted each other.
Oh my!
They both had 2 contributions against us. It's
Unbelievable.
ridiculous. But we saw in Arsenal's Europa League game, which I'm sure neither of you guys watched.
Definitely. Not.
Lacazette tried to play that Kane role, basically playing as a midfielder. And we had Pepe and Saka?
Aubameyang?
I think it was Pepe and Saka were wide. It kind of worked, I guess.
Against who? Molde? SV?
Yeah. Yep. But it kind of worked.
Okay.
No, it was against Rapid.
Rapid Vine or
It
something.
kind of worked, I guess.
Okay.
But Arsenal is just not all of that right now, and I really wish we were, but we suck. Here's Granit Xhaka. He's supposed to be our captain, and he sucks too.
Gabriel though, he's a good player
fantastic.
for you guys.
He plays for the
He got
badge.
more goals than Aubameyang, doesn't he? Or
He does. He has
same-
no. I think he has 2.
2-2? Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, one of them's not a striker. The other one is.
One of them doesn't.
He's a center back, isn't
really
he?
Start.
Yeah.
He's our center back, like
hate
in our
being
3
Arsenal.
back.
I hate to be an Arsenal fan right now, I gotta say.
Yeah, I know it's
Yeah,
not fun.
must suck to be bad.
I know, Iko, how's it feel right now?
Nico,
Fan of
but
the
you've been experiencing that before.
No, we've always been top 7. We don't
To be
sit
fair,
bottom
they've always
half.
been like consistently average
Okay.
in recent years.
Farmers League, but okay.
Chelsea's for me was like 2014-15 won the league. 2015-16 10th place. 2016-17 won the league. It was the most roller coaster
Ridiculous.
3 years I've ever seen in my life. And then this year, hopefully, I'm not gonna say it, but you know. what I'm gonna
Hopefully
say.
you do well.
Tottenham's
Hopefully
winning.
we do well. Hey, we're not gonna do that.
We'll have to see.
So-
We'll have to see what happens. We'll wait.
We'll
and
have.
see.
I mean, either way, Kane and Son are
They're ridiculous.
ridiculous, and that's coming from a guy who hates Tottenham more
Hate
than
it.
any team in the entire world. So if you can take a look at the jersey I have in the back here, Mr. Paul Pogba, his agent said that his time at Manchester United is done.
First of
Ole
all,
Gunnar Solskjaer says his agent just needs to realize that we're playing a team game here. It's a little bit of an argument. What's happening with Paul Pogba?
well, Pogba's agent is known as one of the worst people to deal with. He is horrible. I know that because he's the agent for Donnarumma, and he's been trying to get Donnarumma things that he doesn't even want, like the money. Donnarumma says he doesn't even want it, but Mino Raiola is still going for it. But whatever. I hate him as a person, but we all
He's a money grab. He's a money grab, I think.
exactly,
And
because
it
he knows
sucks
he
to
gets
see
a
it for the
percentage
fans.
of it, so he wants to
He's
get
an
the
agent.
most he
He's
can.
an agent,
He's doing his job.
Poorly.
Poorly, but he's
Poorly.
doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I think we all expected to hear the news that Pogba wants out. We've known it for a while. It's sad because it's kind of iconic, Pogba at Manchester United, but he hasn't been performing the way he should be. I'm not surprised, but it's going to be a blow for them because we all thought now that they were bringing in Donny van de Beek, that could be the strong midfield. But now Pogba wants out, so we're gonna see Van de Beek and Matic, which can't say I'm too or
They
McTominay, yeah.
They want to sign Zakaria from Mönchengladbach.
He's so good.
They're going to want to bring in another defensive midfielder. I mean, I think again, I always reference this. We did an episode of Inside the D where we talked about the best players in the world at each position. Very flawed because we didn't put Alphonso Davies in. We put
But that was like right at the start of Alphonso Davies'
Andy Robertson
hype.
/ like Jordi Alba,
Yeah.
which is just horrific.
What's wrong with you?
Exactly. But another thing that we said is I think either Iko and I or Parker and I said Paul Pogba, best center mid in the world. I would have thought that after the 2016-17 season when United brought him in from the world record signing of 89 million euros, and he played unbelievably in that season and then the season after, he's sort of just going down the drain. I mean, it's a problem if Nemanja Matic is starting over United.
But can you completely say it is his fault? I mean,
No.
he hasn't been performing to the best he has, but like we saw, and this isn't an excuse for him. He should be definitely playing better. But like we saw recently, specifically today, Ole in a game, a must-win game, and he's not playing Paul Pogba, who's in form right now, playing great. He doesn't play him. As soon as Paul Pogba comes on, a complete change of tide. We see Manchester United being very dominant. They scored 2 goals, very close to getting a third one. I think Ole needs to learn that he needs to play Pogba. I mean, this is a winner go home game, and he's not playing Martial or Cavani, who are both. Martial's not great, but they're both like starters. They should be. Pogba not playing. He's a starter. We see him take off Tellez, who's one of their best players right now. We see him
He was
take him
playing
off
left
at
wing, didn't he?
I heard he
halftime.
was playing wing.
He
But-
was for sure playing wing. He's not a winger.
Yeah. No, they were playing like three in the back and then like kind of wing back ish
No,
thing.
they had what's his name? Shaw.
Shaw playing center back.
No,
It was three
four,
center
it was four,
backs.
it was four.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because
it
they
was
had
three center back.
Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof.
He was playing
Maguire.
right wing back.
Either way, they
Yeah. Either way, it was a formation that they don't play ever. Yeah, like Ole is testing formations and testing players in a game where you should be playing all your best players, the lineup that you know works, stuff like this. I think it's time for him to go. He's a horrible manager.
I think. Well, first of all, I want to say, Ika, what's happening with your boy Ice Cold Tony from last episode? What happened to him? He was Ice Cold Tony last episode. Now he's not. And then I think correction, Luke. Pogba did get credited with an assist, I think.
Oh, but it was an
Headed-
own goal. But it was he hit. He was the one that
No.
made it.
They didn't credit it as an own goal either. He headed
It went off Maguire's
Maguire.
leg. Yeah.
and then
Slap head.
Slaphead Maguire got a goal. Scored
Can we talk about him for a second? Because
Sure.
Ika, was I on
Yeah,
the phone
we were
with
talking
you?
about
And
this.
we said, I think he's still disrespected. And I said this to Ika, and I'll say it again. Is he worth how much they paid for him? Absolutely not. I would never, now knowing what he's done, no, I would never pay that much. How much? He was a world record signing defender.
80 mil,
Around
right?
80 million.
That's ridiculous. But he's their captain. And
He's a
I think,
good center back.
and he's solid. He
Yes.
has, I forget which stat it is. But he has one ridiculous stat right
An
now in the
aerial-
Premier League.
The amount of tackles won. It's like
He
75%.
75% of tackles he goes into, he wins.
I wouldn't even say he's a good center back. I just think he's a.
But
he's an
when you
average.
watch them play, he's good.
No, he's a good
Alright.
center
I
back.
don't watch-
He's not 80 mil good. I think
No.
he's closer to like 45, maybe
Yeah.
50 mil.
Okay, you
I don't-
struggle to get
he's
by.
good.
They struggle.
I don't watch Manchester United a lot, so I guess you guys would know better than I would. And of course, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm biased, but all the memes out there are how bad Maguire is.
Yeah.
I think he's a decent center back, but I wouldn't go as far as saying he's good. But again, you guys have watched more than I have, so I'm gonna trust you guys on that.
I think he's just disrespected.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that
I can agree with that.
He plays hard enough and wins enough tackles, and obviously he's an aerial threat defensively and offensively, with his nickname literally being Slaphead.
Bridge.
He's good.
Bridge.
I think that he's good.
Well, look, a player on Man United that I do want to talk about because he's been extremely up and down. David De Gea. Obviously, the past couple, last year, not good. Started this year, we were like, wow, wait, old David De Gea's back. He's playing good again. Past 3 games, he's gone back to the old De Gea.
It's Dino time.
I think so
Yeah.
too. I think it's time they let go of him because
I'll sell
he's
one of them.
he's gotten a little higher than he was maybe last year. They could get probably like 30 million for him, 40 million for
They
him.
won't. I don't think.
He's gone way down
Yeah,
from
he's gonna
last
go-
year.
Really?
He's not starting. It's really hard to sign.
No,
a goalkeeper that's
De
not
Gea.
starting.
De
Oh,
Gea.
De Gea?
I
De
think-
Gea.
He was one of the best goalies in the world at one point. I think for
course.
him it's really challenging to play in such a competitive league. Because
He has been.
but he's not all that anymore.
Somewhere
He was so good for Spain.
Could we see Pogba going to PSG?
They
by
bought
the way?
him for 11 million.
I think that's someone PSG should be looking at. I think he could
16.
perform very well on that team because he doesn't have to be the star. He can focus on what he has to do and not, raising the team up. And so I think that's a strong team for him. Obviously, we're seeing the Real Madrid possibility of him going there. Going back to Juve, I saw the head of the Juve player negotiations, something like that, saying that look, Pogba's Pogba. He's a great player, but they're not going to waste the money to get him. They said if we didn't have to pay, we would be looking at it, but since we have to pay, we're not going to do it. He's not young anymore. Nobody's going to pay that high price for him. I think they should try and get him out and get De Gea out to possibly create funds to bring in a young player, a young star like Jadon Sancho.
Which I think we very close to seeing this summer.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking about this before we hit record. We all have Pogba jerseys, and
Yeah.
none of us support Manchester United.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I think
he's
that
a player
just
you
shows
love.
that shows what kind of player he is. And when we saw Juve Pogba, we were all like, he's best midfielder in the world, no
Yeah.
doubt about it at
He
the
was
time.
amazing at Juve.
He was so good, and when he got sold, he was still good. And like Aiden said, he was good for a season. And we've just seen this decline, and I don't think Bruno kind of taking all the thunder from him is helping. Which Bruno's been really good since he's been signed.
Yes.
He needs to get out. I don't think the Prem is for him. I just don't. He should not be the star of a team. And he should just do what he used to do and move on.
In short, stop getting your hair cut and play some
Focus on the
soccer.
game.
His old haircuts were sick with the
they
blonde mohawk and like
come
the
on.
etching. It was
Hey,
so
we'll
sick.
insert some pictures here,
Wait. On Eco's face, on
Luke's
Eden's face.
Oh, well, we'll see some pictures of Pogba's hair, and you tell us in the comments if you think Paul Pogba's hair was cool. I personally don't think it was. Luke thinks it was. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, really, okay, we kind of talked about Jadon Sancho for a second. Something I want to say, his agent, I think it was his agent, I read, or a Dortmund representative saying Sancho has no intention to leave. He's very happy with Haaland in Dortmund, and they both have said to each other they want to continue to play together. So Sancho has no, desire to leave yet. Obviously, he's okay with it, but he's not looking to leave. And I was reading, Sancho and Haaland have both told each other they do want to win a trophy together. So possibly could we see, 1 year one of them gets signed, the other, the next year another one gets signed, both of them on another team, maybe in England or
Together? Are you saying
together.
that?
They said
okay,
they want to win trophies on the same
Haaland
team.
won't go to his dad's rival team, Manchester United. I mean, Haaland's dad was a big Leeds guy, and he also played for Man City. He's not going to go to United. You can't do that, right?
But what I'm saying is, if they're gonna leave, they're gonna go to a club who's got the money to probably get both of them.
No team has the funds.
You underestimate how much
of
money
them.
Real Madrid has.
No. I don't.
They're
going to
sign
understand.
Mbappe, or they're going to.
True.
Okay, Sancho is. I'm gonna guesstimate right about here, 150 million. Haaland's probably.
It's gonna be like 120.
But Haaland could be up to 200. That wouldn't surprise me.
Haaland
is set to be the best striker in a few years. After Ronaldo, after Lewandowski, he's set to be the best.
I can see that.
I can see that. But they're not going to beat out Bayern in the Bundesliga. That's just not going to happen.
Well, Bayern's getting older.
But I just don't see that.
A couple
happening.
Years, I could see the young Dortmund team over.
But they're going to leave by then.
If they sell Sancho and Haaland.
They're both going to leave by then.
Something though, Dortmund should think about selling at least Sancho right now, because we talked about this last podcast. So I'm not going to go too in depth with it, but he's at his probably, I'd say, peak price right now. He's a star and he's only 20. This is the time you want to sell a player like this.
Yeah. That is true. It is a pretty good time to sell.
And Haaland too. Haaland's doing amazing, and you don't want. I think I said this last podcast as well, but you can't wait it out. Mm-hmm. You've got to pounce on it, and I don't think they're gonna play at the same club. I think I can see Haaland going to not England, and I think I could see Sancho only going to England. So we'll wait and see. I think one of them will go next summer, not both.
And we saw with Raul Jimenez, one game can change everything. One game, and Sancho his price could drop by like 100 million. Nobody's going to pay that price tag for somebody. They don't know if he's ever going to play again. So they I think in the back of the Dortmund, like the heads at Dortmund's head is they're thinking like maybe we should sell now just in case. But I think that's enough of the Dortmund talk. As we like to do at the end of the podcast, we have a little game, and recently we started doing a little competition between two guessers, and then there's the one person asking. Today it's my day. We're gonna do guess what year this jersey is from. I'm gonna give them 4 options. There's 5 jerseys. And give them 4 options for a year to pick, and we'll just see how they do. I'm guessing Aiden because he does have like 200 jerseys. All I'm saying.
Like maybe 5.
I don't really fancy myself in this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Aiden's gonna win.
He does crack under pressure.
I'll say that with my chest.
You can't give that to me because then I'm.
Okay, wait! Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Are we doing this? Are we calling on people?
No, I'm giving you 3 options. You guys got to put your little emote up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say who does it. Same as last time.
3.
Okay, I know which one this is.
1. Okay, well.
All right, so this is
Luke can go first, even though Eco showed the thing before we even had time to react. But yes, Luke can go ahead.
Can you give me? Can I have the
Yeah.
options?
Okay. So Man City, is it from 2011 to 2012, 2015 to 2016, 2019 to 2020, or 2008 to 2009?
I think I would like A.
No.
I have the correct answer. It is 2015-16.
Yeah. No.
Good job.
Is
Good
it?
job. Yeah.
100%. I was ready for that one. I knew it. The caller, I got it. It definitely
This is
wasn't
not their league-winning one.
No, it was Leicester won the league in this one.
It looks a lot like their league-winning one.
I think it's the color
badge
that's
is throwing me off. No, I think it's the badge is throwing me off.
Because 1920 was when they already had their new badge.
The new one.
All right,
That's how
I'll take a point.
Yeah,
Okay,
1 point to Aiden. 1 point to Aiden.
All right, next one.
The next one.
Boom.
Beautiful.
Oh, I have
AC
it.
Milan.
It's right there.
Do you know what year it's from, though?
Nope.
All right.
Okay. Well, since I know I buzzed before the options, but since you gave Luke the options, I'd like mine as well.
Okay.
I have a pretty good inkling, but if you say it, I'm gonna say this one. But
2011 to 2012.
that's what I was actually gonna say. So I'm gonna say 2011.
Yeah, that was gonna be my guess.
Is it?
I mean, it is. Yeah.
I knew it. I was gonna say that one right away. I said.
I was thinking in my head. I used to play for a club named.
If you
AC
said
Milan.
2011, 2012, I was just gonna buzz right away. So I know that one's 2011.
All right. Now, if you buzz before, I'm not telling you the
Okay,
options.
well, I'm still ready. I'm still ready.
2-0.
Oh, I don't know this one.
I think I know this.
Oh, you have to say it.
You gotta tell me the year.
I think it's 0203.
Incorrect. Aiden, you want to hear your options?
Yes, I want to hear the options, but I think I know what it is. But go ahead. Yes, I'd like to hear.
2000 to 2001.
Okay.
03 to 04. 06 to 07. Or 09 to 010.
Luke, what did you say?
I said 0203.
I think it's 0304 because there's a bit of gold, and that's the year after or the Invincible season, right?
And Aiden is incorrect.
Oh!
It is 0405.
Is it really?
Yep.
It's funny,
Wait, I've got the Invincibles jersey.
I think 0304 was the Invincible season, so they wouldn't have gold on.
Oh no, this is the 9900.
So Eco gets 1 point. Is that it? Oh,
Yeah.
that's it.
I'm ahead of Luke. All I'm saying.
I will take the win there in jerseys. Oh, there's another one. Oh, my.
Oh,
There's
Kofu!
5. There's 5.
Where's Kofu?
All right.
Not
Anybody-
Kofu. What was his
Say
name?
the
Anybody
answer.
want to buzz early?
No, definitely not.
I'm okay.
All right. Option A. 0304.
Guti wore this jersey. Okay, keep going.
Option B. 0708. Option C. 11 to 12. Or option D. 2008 to 2009.
I buzzed it. I think it's 0708.
Luke?
Oh, whatever D was.
Oh, wait.
All right. Well, it was D. 2008, 2009.
Yeah, Guti.
That hurts a lot. That really
Remember
hurts a lot.
Guti?
Yes, but I remember. Okay, so
Alright,
He
so
was sick
if
and then he
Luke-
wasn't sick.
If Luke gets this one, he ties it with Aiden, and we'll have to figure out some sort of tiebreaker.
yeah.
Do rock paper scissors.
And if Aiden gets it, then I come in second and Luke comes in last.
Yep.
Boom.
What the
Aiden, I'm
heck?
expecting you.
That hurts me a lot.
Classic11.com.
Say the things.
Yeah, go on.
1988
Yep.
to 1989. 1995 to 1996, 1999 to 2000, or 2003 to 2004. Luke?
My gut is telling me C, but I'm probably
Wait,
wrong.
what was C? What was C?
99 to 2000.
It's not. It's not. It can't be.
Aiden, your guess?
It's between A and B for me. I'm gonna say. I feel like that Umbro was a bit earlier, so I'm gonna say A.
Bro, Umbro's never changed.
What's funny is that
No way.
the Chelsea fan got it wrong and the Arsenal fan got it right. So they're
Get
tied.
in, son! All right, what are we
2-2.
doing?
All right. So, they tied 2-2. So we're going to do a tiebreaker right now. And let me share the screen. Right here.
Oh, get in the bin. Literally. Literally.
Leicester
How
City.
am I supposed to know this?
Is this 1992 to 1993, 1995 to 1996, 1999 to 2000, or 2001 to 2002?
I'm just gonna go ahead and I think this is wrong, but I'm just gonna go with the fact that Eco looked up first Leicester City Premier League jersey and used the option A was the first season, so I'm just gonna go option A.
Luke?
This is a sick jersey, but I'm going to go option B?
No, don't tell me you just won it.
I'm probably
Luke just won it, 95, 96.
Guesses only.
Wow, Aiden, you kind of disappointed me. I expected you to win.
amazing.
That's why I told you that I wasn't confident in myself. All right, well, that was it for the game today and for the podcast. Not sure what game we're going to do next time, boys, but I'm going to make sure to get Luke back and try and win a game against
Never. You'll never.
in the future. But that was episode 13 of Inside the D. Thanks for joining us.